and welcome. This is Ruth, and I'm back for another little look at some of Spellbinders' beautiful kits for February 2025. The card that I have in my hand is actually the first one that I've made, and I'm using several of the kits in that, and you can see my first little preview video if you check the link down below for that one. But you can see there I've used the stencil and the 3D embossing folder and the wax seal and other bits and pieces there. And then I had another one with the large die of the month. It's so beautiful, a really cute little thing, and I've made those two cards with that. You can also check out that video if you like, but at the moment I'm going to have a little look at this one. This is the small die of the month, so some dies on here and then some on the back, and this is called Step into Spring. Now it's a very interesting die because you've got a foot and a shoe and a leg and sock and a bow and all the rest of it, little pieces for the top of the sock. This is the sole and the heel of the shoe. And then on the back, you've got sort of foliage and flowers and bits and pieces that you can use as the little spring flowers for this one. Now, I think I don't have the actual packaging because, as you know, Spellbinders send me these a bit in advance. So I have seen photographs of it, and I know that the intended way of this is that the little flowers go down inside the sides of the shoe. But I might just do it slightly differently, I'm not too sure, but I've already done some die cutting. Anyway, before I go too much further, don't forget that if you haven't subscribed, that maybe you'd like to do that and hit the notification bell, and then you'll see lots more of these as they come along. Don't forget too that my affiliate links for everything I use will be down below in the description of this video, and that gives me a little commission, but it doesn't cost you anything extra, and I really do appreciate that. Anyhow, back to the die in hand, die set. This, as I said, is the leg piece, and I've had some sort of a peachy coloured, but you could use whatever skin tone that you prefer, and I've cut this out twice, and I just want to give it a little bit of shading around the edges. Now, I don't want too much, I just want to add a little bit coming in off the edge here, just to take that sort of flat look off it. Don't need anything up at the top because obviously it wouldn't be shaded there, and it's really only going to be a little bit at each side. Now, obviously, you've got one of each of these here, except for the little bows, you've got two on that one piece there, and what you need to do is cut out doubles of these if you're going to do the two legs and the 2 feet. So I have gone ahead and I've cut this part out in white. That's going to be the little sock. Then I've cut these again here, and then the little ruffle that will go in below there, and then the shoes. So I have cut these out in iridescent mirror card because I thought that was really nice, and that goes on there. But there's also this little piece here which is the sole, so I am going to glue all of these together first of all. There's a little debossed line, or just a little line there, you can see, hopefully you can see it from there, just along there, and that shows you exactly where everything's got to go. This will go on there, and then the shoe will fit on exactly where the lines are on that one as well. So we'll go ahead with both of them and just put some glue on here. Now I'm going to take the sock top of both of these and just glue it on, but I'm not going to put the glue right down to the bottom there because I want to add that little ruffle in below that, and that will leave me a little area where I can just pop that in below. So that will go just right there. Then I'm going to put glue on this, just like that, and pop it just in below there. And then you can see on the leg part, there's a little line right across there, and that just shows you where that little foot part gets attached to that. It's so easy because they've got it all laid out for you. You couldn't really go wrong with it. So there we are, and I'm just going to repeat that on the other one. Just going to put these little bows on, and then I will go ahead and put this little buckle on. So the buckle only needs to go on one shoe because there's a left and a right foot, obviously, and you'll only see it on one of them. That's more or less the layout that I'm thinking of for the feet and the shoes and whatnot. Sort of stepping into spring or stepping into something, maybe a new whatever. I just want to leave that aside for a moment or two. It's just sitting like that, and I'm going to go back to the die set and cut out some of this foliage and the flowers, and they're going to be all around those feet there. I went ahead and glued both of those legs together just like that up at the top there. And normally I would never make a card without a layer on top of it. It's very, very rare that I would do that, but just because I've left it sitting aside like that, I actually think I quite like it like that. So I'm not going to add multiple layers. Those are going to go straight on there. But I'm going to add a little layer of grass on first of all, and I've cut this so that it fits on here. And again, you'll see this is with the beautiful die that I've shown you before. It's coming next month. It's from On the Farm, and it's called Landscape Edges. This is one of them. You're going to see a lot of that because I absolutely adore it. So I'm going to glue this on here and then put some shading up here as well. Again, with another one of these dies from the uh, On the Farm Landscape. Let's just see what they are here. Landscape Edges, yeah. So you can see that I cut these before, and I'm just going to add some cloudy bits up there with that and do some inking, and you can watch while I do that. First of all, I'll go ahead and add this piece on, and then the legs will go on after I do this. Then I'm going to add some flowers, so the foliage will go down in here. So when you see me putting the glue on, I won't be putting it right out to the edge here because I want to be able to tuck some flowers down in there as well. Now I've got lots of flowers and foliage ready, and I just want to take a moment or two before I carry on and add some inking to these because I think it will really, really change the total look at the end of it. Just a little bit, it won't take too long, but I do think that helps. And now for the fun part of adding all the flowers on. This is the part I really, really enjoy, but you can see there, as I did say earlier, I left a little gap just in behind the shoes there so that I could tuck the ends of these in, and I'm just going to pop them in there. I'll probably add some crystal drops into the centres of these as well, but I'm very, very happy with how that turned out, and I thought it would make a really, really pretty thank you card. So I've gone to the Better Press plates, and there's a lovely sentiment there saying thank you. I've put it on here already, and I'm just going to put my paper, or my card as you would call it, onto this and then ink that up and run it through my die cutting machine. And there you have it, a beautiful, colourful card. And thank you is just going on there. I've got 3D foam pads on the back of it, and that's just going right across there. All I need to do now is add a little bit of crystal drops into the centre of this, and that's it finished. Well, I wasn't actually going to go ahead and make the glitter slippers, but the glitter shoes, but I think I'll just do it now because it does look really, really nice. And you may have seen other people do them because I'm pretty sure it's a fairly obvious thing whenever you see these and you think of Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway because if you haven't, you can see it here. So I have made a little 5x5 square card and I have scored it and folded it down the centre, and I'm going to make a little easel card with that. So it's important just to make sure that the two score lines are folded and scored really, really well and then burnished down, and then it's going to stand up, and there's the side profile of it there. So I have taken, now I know I keep going back to this, but I love it. I've taken the beautiful landscape edge die again, and this one is it's this one. It's coming soon. I think by the time I put this video out, it won't be out yet, but it is a February launch. So whenever you cut that out, don't forget you'll get two pieces from it. It's always great to get a 2 for 1 because when you lay that down, you're going to have this piece. Hold on to that. You'll use that for something else if you're anything like me. So I've cut this to 5 inches across here, and it's just slightly taller than the 2.5 inches there. And I'm going to go ahead and glue it on here. So don't be putting glue on the back of that in case you get it too high. Just put the glue on here, and then you know it'll all be in the right place because you don't want any glue above that score line. And then you can go ahead and lay this on really carefully. Just line it up with the edges there. You could do it this way, and there you have it. So that piece will sit up. You can see it from the back and from the front there. And then I've got another little piece here, and this is, I think it's about 2 inches here, and let me see, it's 2.5 inches because it's the same size as this, and I'm going to lay it on here. So 5 inches by 2.5, and that's going right across there. So this is just the sort of backbone and the basis of the little card that I'm making, and you do need these layers on first. Because with the little easel card, it's important to have something on down at the bottom as well, because you don't want that to be just plain white card, but there's plenty of space in here to write. Oh, one other thing. I know some people have been asking me, when you get this kind of card that I made earlier in a different video, where do you write? I would always put a sort of a die cut on the back and write on there, just while I remember. So here we are, and here's the bones of our little card. Now, another set of dies which is coming soon and I have just been loving using as well. This is the Perfect Touch Arches. I have taken not the largest one but the next one in, and I have die cut that in red, and I've also cut the next one down in white, and I've gone ahead and I've made my little sky in the same way that I made it for the other one. I've used these little templates again from the same die set of this, and I've made myself this layered part here, which I'm now going to glue together as well. Just center that on there like that. And the reason I put red is because we're having the Dorothy's ruby slippers, and I wanted that red just to tie it all together. So you'll see here that I've got a little gap at the bottom, and again I have cut another piece of the card out with this beautiful green card here, the green card, and then just cut it with the bottom of the arch and laid that die across again and cut it so that it looks like a little hillock there, and that's exactly the same size as that one. And now I can go ahead and glue that, and it's really just the same as I've done on the last card there, except that you've got the shaped part at the bottom here, which I just made with the same die cut that I'm gluing it straight onto. So there we are. Now, I wanted to add 2 shoes this time. My little die set out. So here it is. And this time I have taken just this die, and I haven't cut this piece out, but I've cut it out once, and then I've cut this part out in blue, and then I've cut this part out and glued that together, and I've got a little shoe to go here. But I wanted one facing the other way, so what I did was I laid this die down on the underside of my glitter paper, so it was the wrong side of the glitter paper, or the glitter card actually, down like that, laid it down on the wrong side, and when I brought it up, turned it over, I've now got a shoe the other way around. And if you want just to flatten those little edges down, if you need to, just go around them on something flat, of course. Just go around them with your bone folder, and that will be perfect. You can do the same then with the blue card. Because the blue is double-sided, you can just turn it over, and you've got a little foot that is sort of going the opposite direction from this one. And I'm going to go ahead now and glue this directly on top of that, just here. Now you can see that I've gone ahead with the blue as well and done a little bit of inking, and I just wanted to, because I've got inking in the sky here, I wanted to have some inking on the shoes as well to tie that all together. I've got some little flowers cut out as well, and there's going to be inking on that. So that's that, and then I've also got the little sort of frilly bit, what's it called? Frilly bit will suit fine, and that's going on at the top here to match this one. Now, I was going to just lay those on like that, but I think they kind of looked like they needed a little leg on. So I have cut two of the legs here, just pieces of them. I don't need them all because one of these is going to go higher up than the other one. And it doesn't even matter about, this is double-sided that I've got here, but it doesn't even matter. I've just cut them both the same way. They'll both look grand whenever you just put them on like that, because you can sort of turn them a little bit and they'll be fine. Just make sure that you put the top of the sock up over where the little mark was there, and then do the same here. And again, you can see it's not really that obvious that this is the wrong way around here. You could turn it around that way, but I have inked it this way and it's fine. Now, I am going to go ahead and glue these on. Oh, you see, I've done a silly thing. I meant to cut those off up there first of all. I didn't want them going on to that red, but we'll sort that out in a moment. It should have done that first. I've left that little bit in just to show you what the silly thing I did. I put that red on first of all, and I shouldn't have. I should have put these on first because I want to get them even up at the top there. So I can either trim them off right like this, which is what I'm going to do here, and they'll be perfect right around that. You can feel the edge of it with your scissors, and you're going to get it in exactly the right place. And then the little legs don't have those marks in them. If you had wanted, or if I had wanted, I could have just laid this down and recut that. It would have cut the same thing, but then this little pattern would have been on those legs as well. Now I need to cut myself another red layer and glue this on top. Now I'm going to glue this on here, and it's always important if you have a card that you've got an envelope exactly the right size for, that this part doesn't go outside that, because I could put this in a 6x6 envelope and make that bigger, but if you've got this away up here, it won't fit inside the card envelope that was made for this one. So just remember that everything you put on must be enclosed in this, or just go slightly over but not too much. So now I'm going to put some glue right around here, pop this on top, and I'm going to bring that right down to the bottom and center it at both sides there. Now I have made a little sentiment. I just printed it out. I typed it out in the computer and printed it, and I backed that onto some red card, and I've got 3D foam pads in the back of that. And then this is going to be the little stopper, because when you've got an easel card and you don't have something dimensional there, it means that it can just flop down and it won't sit up nicely. So you do need something with a little bit of dimension, and you can decide then where you want that by popping this up, and this part stops wherever you put the little stopper. So you want to get that right in the center there of this part. I think I'll move that back slightly because I want it to stand up just a little bit more. So I have printed out "There's No Place Like Home," because that ties in with Dorothy and the little shoes and whatnot. So that's the sort of bones of the little card, and now I'm going to go ahead with lots of the little flowers and things that I've made, more or less similar to this one, but I'm going to add them all around here. So one last thing, I did make a little wand, and I made this with a little star which I die cut from. It's a club that was further back in the year. I'll put it on screen when I'm editing this. Just a little glitter star and then a little bit of grey card there, and that will go um, possibly there or maybe even here. I'll glue it on anyway when I get the placement of these little flowers. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue these on with some of the little stems and things, and you'll see all of those in just a tick. So there you are. It all turned out fine in the end. I got it sorted and I'm very happy with the way it turned out. It's just a little bit different from this one, but I've wanted to keep them both similar in style so that they look good together in my final photographs, although this one's got a lot more red and stands out a bit more than that one. But do you like those lovely glitter shoes? So you can let me know what you think about swapping that one around like that. I'm sure you'll have something to say about that as well. But don't forget that those flowers in that set, are really, really beautiful and can be used with loads of things, not just with these. So do remember to sort of keep them aside and you'll use them for other things as well. Now, that's all I'm going to do for today. But as I said, that set will be used for all sorts of things. I'll be coming back probably at a later stage and bringing more videos with the clubs, but that will do me for now with this one. And I hope you've enjoyed it. I've really, really loved that, and I'm really delighted with the way those have turned out. Don't forget my affiliate links are down below. If you can, subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell. Even if you've enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up and leave me a little comment, because all of those things really, really help support my channel, and it means a lot. It means that it encourages me to then come back and give you more content, and I hope you're enjoying them as much as I am. And I really appreciate your company, so thanks for watching anyhow. And I'll see you all again very soon. Don't forget there will be lots of photos at the end of the video as well. Thank you. Bye bye.